I grew up watching people leave through a screen door that never seemed to close. My daddy left before I turned 13. My mama cried herself to sleep. And I suppose it's when I learned that love was just a word that people say when they're still there, and then they leave it hanging in the air. So I built my life with one foot out the door. I never let myself need anyone before. I'd leave before I had the chance to lose, because I knew how to walk away. It's all I knew. Then you came along and you didn't leave. You stayed through the night, you stayed through the grief, you stayed through the silence when I couldn't speak. You stayed when I told you I was too weak. You're the man who stayed, the one who proved me wrong. You're the man who stayed when I'd already gone. You held on when I let go. Now I know, now I finally know. I tested you, I pushed you to the edge. I gave you every reason to forget my name. I started fights and said goodbye, just to see if you would stay the same. But you never left, you never slammed the door. You never made me pay for what I'd done before. You just stood there with your steady hands and you said, I'm not going anywhere, I understand. And I didn't know what to do with that, a love that didn't run from the dark. I spent my whole life expecting the worst, and you gave me your whole heart. Then you came along and you didn't leave. You stayed through the night, you stayed through the grief, you stayed through the silence when I couldn't speak. You stayed when I told you I was too weak. You're the man who stayed, the one who proved me wrong. You're the man who stayed when I'd already gone. You held on when I let go. Now I know, now I finally know. One night I broke down on the kitchen floor. I said, I don't know what I'm doing this for. And you knelt beside me, took my hand in yours, and you said, you don't have to be strong anymore. And that was when I finally let it go. The weight I'd carried for so long, the fear that love would disappear, that I'd wake up and find you gone. I looked at you through the tears and I said, I think I'm ready now to stop running, to stop hiding, to finally let you show me how. Because you came along and you didn't leave. You stayed through the night, you stayed through the grief, you stayed through the silence when I couldn't speak. You stayed when I told you I was too weak. You're the man who stayed, the one who proved me wrong. You're the man who stayed when I'd already gone. You held on when I let go. Now I know, now I finally know. I used to think that love was something that expired, that people had a shelf life, that everyone left eventually. But you didn't. You held my hand when I was shaking. You sat on the bathroom floor with me when I was breaking. You never once looked for the door. And I realized I wasn't afraid of losing you anymore. I was afraid I didn't deserve you. But you stayed anyway. You came along and you didn't leave. You stayed through everything. You stayed through me. You held my heart when I let go. And now I know, I finally know, you're the man who stayed. You're the man who stayed. And I'm never gonna be afraid again. I watched my daddy walk away. I watched my mama cry. But I watched you stay through everything. And that's the reason I still try.